It looks so dreamy.
A lot of things just didn't go to plan. If anything goes wrong, just don't panic. Hello everyone, good day. How are you doing? It is currently Wednesday, November 3rd, and it is, I'm getting a text message. So today it is the aftermath of Halloween, and I have taken down all my decorations that I showed you guys earlier. I just have the orange lights left up on the fireplace, and that's pretty much it. I was going to work on creating a beautiful fall like twine wreath. It's not really twine, it's more just like a yarn fabric that's like really soft, but I'm debating whether or not I have time to do that today, but I will eventually do it. I do know that I will eventually do it, so I just wanted like a little something in between like Halloween and Christmas, as far as like a little bit of decor, because I usually like decorate quite a bit, but sometimes decorating can get overwhelming and sometimes you run out of time. So I just been editing so far a bit today. It's almost 1 in the afternoon, and of course I had to do another coffee because I just need the extra boost of energy, you know? Like, I have plenty of energy, it's just I need a boost. So good. So I'm currently editing another main channel video. It is, by the time this is live, it's going to be up the day before this video. So once this vlog goes live, it's going to, my main channel video is going to be up already. So I'll go ahead and put that link in the description for you guys if any of you would like to see about my main channel and what I do over there as far as illustration and design. I'm going to switch things up a little bit, the decor in here a little bit, because there's something that I've been wanting to do and I just haven't done it. You guys may see that there are lights up there. Well, I want to move them and just have them like strung like in the corner that's over there that you guys never see. So I kind of just want to like switch things up and kind of like redecorate a few like little things. But something exciting that's going to be happening later today, which was kind of unexpected, is that I may be traveling to Orlando tonight to help a friend. So we shall see. So far, that is the plan. I don't know if the plan will actually be the plan or if things might change, but you know, things change and all the time, so we'll see. I may be going to Orlando tonight, who knows. I'm pretty much just working today. It's going to be a very like long editing day, and then I have some yard things to do. I know I always have yard things to do. It's a lot. And I know that I keep telling you guys that I live on like a little mini farm, and by that I just mean like I have chickens and I have a dog. I take care of them and the property. So as far as like mini farm, it used to be a lot more than that. I used to have like a horse and cattle and like stuff like that, and like rabbits and goats and like all this stuff, but over the years it kind of just downsized like the whole farm situation, and I'm making it like more manageable for like one person. So that is kind of just like where it's at, and there's going to be some projects coming along leading up into the new year and such like that. And speaking of new year, I have done Vlogmas on this channel once. I think last year was my first time doing it. And I only did, I think, 12 days. So I'm going to continue with that. I know people do Vlogmas lots of different ways, but I plan on doing Vlogmas, and I'm going to be doing 12 days for Vlogmas this year again. And I'm also going to be doing a new 12 designs of Christmas over on my main channel. If you all have not checked out my main channel, I do have a main channel all about illustration, design, graphic design, all that stuff, digital painting, like everything. I have that always in the description box like I mentioned before, but every year, I think I've done it for three or 4 years now, I've come up with this whole series called 12 Designs of Christmas. And the 12 Designs of Christmas are literally 12 designs across December. And it's kind of like a design version of Vlogmas, but it's not Vlogmas, it's Designmas, basically. So I have been, especially today, I've been planning and getting ideas for that, because it changes every single year. I think my first year that I did it, it was the 12 designs for the song, the 12 Days of Christmas, which is what gave me the idea for 12 Designs of Christmas. So that's going to be over on my main channel. It's going to be a very busy December. And I'm going to be doing Vlogmas on this channel for you all. And that's really exciting. So let's get into our busy work day and switching up a little bit of decor here and there, and eventually doing the yard stuff, which basically is just mowing the lawn and like clearing the lawn or whatever. I mean, it's really not that difficult. It's just tedious. And then possibly going to Orlando after 6 o'clock, after 7 o'clock, maybe 7, 8, something like that. So we'll see how things go. I think this came out so super cute. It's exactly what I want it to be. It looks so dreamy, so magical, and I just wanted it for, you know, the festive season, the holiday season. I do have another one to go there that's like more Christmassy, but I think I might wait till it gets closer to December. Yeah, I know. I have to fix those two. I had something hanging there, and those command strips, man, they are no joke. They just ripped parts of my paint off my wall. That's also parts of the drywall as well, so I just have to spackle that and paint over it. But I think this came out super, super cute. What do you guys think? I think it's adorable. It's very dreamy. I will link this tapestry down below in the description box if any of you are interested in the artist. They're very talented. I love them. So good. Been editing a while. A new video coming soon to main channel. And I also just made myself some lunch. This is a whole grain brown rice, kimchi rice with bok choy and a little balsamic glaze. I really like this. It's pretty simple, pretty quick when I'm busy doing everything. I have a piece of cheese with it sometimes if I'm feeling more hungry. Still working on my coffee, but I got myself a bottle of water just to keep myself hydrated, because I don't tend to drink a lot of water on days where I'm doing a lot of editing and a lot of work. So I'm gonna get into this, and then we'll see about the rest of today's agenda. I've got this video exporting right now, so that one will be up before this video. So this is going to be the video that will be going live, and now it's time to go out and deal with the yard. By the way, for any of you who are wondering, Buddy, which is my bamboo, he's right here, he is very tall. Oh my goodness, he's very tall now. He has not only, let me turn him around, he has not only a second growth right here, this is the original, he doesn't only have a second growth, but he has a third one. I didn't even notice until yesterday that there's a third one there. And that means that I'm going to have to transplant him soon so that way he can grow properly, because I think he's just bunched up too close together now. His leaves are getting like that. So I do turn him every now and then and get him the sunlight that he wants and everything like that. So yeah, he's definitely growing, that's for sure. And I just learned how to trim and transplant these types of bamboo, so that is what I'll be doing as soon as Anthony 3D prints me another planter pot. These pot in pot ones that you just have a separate container for water at the bottom and then the soil and the plant on top works really, really well, because bamboo does not like to be drenched in water. So I will be transplanting him soon. Wow, strong. Good morning, everybody. Good day. How are you? It is the next day. I did mention yesterday that there were quite a few things that I had to get done. I'm on coffee number 2. I need the energy. But there were a few things I mentioned yesterday that I had to get done. I did get a few of them done. However, one thing didn't go so well. I did mention that we were going, or potentially, highly potentially going to Orlando last night. But that didn't happen. That got rescheduled because of a lot of things just didn't go to plan, and I'm not quite ready for the date yet. I'm getting there, but oh my goodness. So do you guys remember in my last vlog I had to remove some stumps from the yard, and I did successfully. Yesterday I mentioned that I had to mow the lawn. I started to mow the lawn and then something happened. I was thinking, oh yeah, I cut the stumps down low enough and I could probably just drive over them and it'd be no problem. But I thought maybe that isn't, maybe not. So I went extremely slow to try to drive over one with the lawnmower, and well, as soon as the lawnmower touched it, the belt popped off. So the belt that moves the lawnmower, because lawnmowers are built on a pulley and belt system. I'll probably like pop a diagram up here for you guys to see, but that means the lawnmower was out of commission, and that was a problem because at the time our plans for Orlando were still on. So I had at most an hour to get the lawnmower fixed, get the lawn cut, and get dressed and ready to leave for Orlando. And oh my goodness, I was in panic mode because I was like, oh please, please, please don't let the belt be snapped. Please don't let the belt be snapped, because then that's a lot more of an involved process. So I opened up the lawnmower, and by the way, the stump that I hit was one of the main ones that I cut down. So like barely touched it, like barely. And so I went to look at the issue, like hoping that the belt was not snapped. Thankfully it wasn't. It was just caught up. And so I immediately, as soon as I heard something go wrong, like because it sounded like a pop, I shut the lawnmower off immediately, because whenever something happens and you hear something that's like not normal, immediately shut off the machine. So I shut it off immediately, and I was like, oh no, something's wrong. So the belt was not snapped, thankfully, but it was caught up in the pulleys, because some of the pulleys are like right next to each other, like here, here, and here, and then some of them are far away. I was just like, okay, let's untangle this. So I waited a few minutes until everything was like cooling off. Thankfully it was not in the heat of the day, and I get the belt out and I inspect the belt, and it is perfectly fine. It has like one little like nick in it from one of the pulleys, but nothing too deep at all. It was like barely like a flesh wound. And so I was like, okay, this is fine. How do I get it back on? The things that happen. My goodness. I just wanted to mow the lawn. I had to. The lawn had overgrown because of the storms that we had last week. So I had to mow the lawn. And I only had an hour and I was freaking out. So, long story long, don't panic. I knew everything that I had to do to be able to get the belt back in place. However, it had come completely off. So everything that I knew I had to do, I had done with Anthony, my boyfriend. He was there with me the last time it happened, and he did all of the really strength-inducing bits of taking parts off and then repairing and then putting it back together, whereas I did all of the intricate, weaving the belt through everything and putting things back into place that were in hard to reach areas, because I have like small hands and I'm very kind of like flexible and I can move into spaces and stuff that he can't. But I was by myself this time. There were things that required a lot more strength than I have, so it was just very stressful. Because in my mind, I had a time crunch, and I was like, oh no, how am I going to fix this in the quickest way possible without injuring myself? So, plus the engine was hot, and one of the main pulleys is directly under the engine, and I was like, oh man, I have to be very, very careful. And I wasn't wearing long sleeves. I was wearing gloves, but I wasn't wearing long sleeves, so I was like, okay, let's try and do this. So I ended up figuring out how the belt goes back on. I know something comes off. I know two things come apart to be able to put this belt back in, because two of the pulleys, they're just like big metal like rounds. The belt is pretty thick, and then to go in between those pulleys, the space is much thinner. So in order to put it back together, you have to take the two pulleys that are attached to a bracket off, and then take one of the pulleys off so that you can fit the belt in, put the pulley back in, put the bracket back in. Well, the bracket was standing on a post, and it was gunked up with stuff like dirt, grease, whatever. I didn't have the proper strength to pull it off at the time because it was so gunked up. Like, I kind of had to like try a few times, but because I wasn't directly standing over the bracket to pull it off the post, like completely straight up instead of at a slight angle, because it's literally in the middle of the lawnmower and you have to lean over. So I was just like, oh no. So I tried a few times, couldn't do it, and I was getting frustrated. So I called Anthony and I was like, hey, do you remember if this comes off like what we did last time? And he goes, yes, it does. And I was like, well, then why can't I do it? Because I'm thinking in my head sometimes with mechanic work and with fixing machinery, if something doesn't come off pretty easily or easy enough, then it probably shouldn't come off. And that is kind of like what was going through my head. And I was like, well, maybe it just didn't come off. But then I thought, but it has to, because it's the only way to do this, because there's no way you can get the belt back on without doing that. So when he told me, yeah, it's supposed to, I'm like, well, maybe I'm just not, you know, using enough strength and pressure to pull off this bracket. So I finally was standing directly over it, because I stood up on the lawnmower very carefully because they're just metal bars. And I was like, okay. So then I used a lot more strength from my legs and stuff to pull it off, and it finally came off, and I was like, wow, I feel stupid, because all I needed to do was pull it off like straight up and use a bit more strength with a bit more leverage. So that was kind of like the whole thing with this, is that I needed to not panic due to time constraints and stress, and I needed to use a lot more tools than, let's say, Anthony would have to, because Anthony has the strength, I don't, like especially like in my upper, like in my arms and stuff. Well, I had to use a lot more tools and different methods to do the same job without him being there. So I was like, okay. Finally got everything taken apart, got the belt put back on a lot of the pulleys, put the items back together, and then the one pulley that was left was the one that was under the engine. So I ended up very carefully somehow able to pull the belt onto the pulley, which is very, very difficult because it's under tension. Got it all back together. This took about 30 minutes, so I was definitely stressed out because that meant I only had 30 minutes left. But then Anthony told me, oh, by the way, our plans are canceled. And I was like, okay. Great. So everything ended up going much more smoothly after that. I was able to put everything back together. Plans were canceled. I wasn't under a time constraint anymore, which was great because that's what I was stressed about. And I was able to continue to mow the lawn. I turned the machine back on. Everything worked perfectly. I continued to mow the lawn, and so this is what the lawn ended up looking like. And because it took 30 to 40 minutes to fix the lawnmower, I didn't have enough daylight to finish, so I do have to finish mowing the lawn at some point this week because there are 2 sections that I didn't get to because I couldn't see anymore because daylight was gone. And I was like, wow, okay, in future, this is how I get to do it, because it's completely different if you don't have the physical strength to do certain things. So you have to do things in a different way. And so now I know that was a struggle. So besides the decorating and getting work done and editing video and stuff like that and mowing the lawn, fixing the lawnmower. Oh, by the way, our plans got changed to Friday. So all of our Orlando plans got changed to Friday. We're going to help a friend. And that ended up being so nice because neither Anthony nor I, because of our situations, he didn't get off work till late and I had a malfunction. We ended up not being able to help him yesterday, so that'll be done tomorrow. And I have to now do a lot of planning and get everything set up for 12 Designs of Christmas, and I also plan to do Vlogmas here, so that requires a lot of planning and a lot of scheduling. So I'm going to get into that. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm going to start another vlog for the rest of that. We'll see how the rest of that goes. If anything goes wrong, just don't panic. Think through the process. Use methods that work for you when it comes to solving problems. I hope you guys enjoyed the redecorating that I did. I think it came out really cute. And, oh, you know what? Where is it? Here it is. I didn't get to this. By the way, I was going to take all of this apart and I was just going to use the twine and yarn that I had to make a really like simplistic wreath instead of this, but we'll see. I might end up doing that in the next vlog. Just a little something for Thanksgiving. If you're outside the US, Thanksgiving happens in November. Usually I think it's November 25th, it's November 24th, 25th. It's just a day to be thankful. You come together, you have a meal with family and relatives and stuff like that. And there's like a whole bunch of traditions in American history about it, but that's it. I just like to do like a little something for decorating for that before Christmas, because Christmas I typically go all out. So you'll probably see that a bit more in the next vlog or few. I hope you guys have a great day, whatever day you're watching this, and I will see you all in my next vlog. Bye guys!